What's up YouTube? Today I have a pretty cool new piece of equipment to test out. It is the Zhiyun Weebill S. It's one of the newest gimbals by Zhiyun, and this gimbal so far has been awesome. They've solved a lot of the problems that I've had in the past with other gimbals, and I definitely want to talk about that today, but first things first, we gotta do a little bit of testing with it. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so as you can see, it is not the nicest day out here in Buffalo. Actually, it's kind of nice for like photography, but I'm not about to go run around with a gimbal outside right now. So what we're doing is we're heading over to my sister's dance studio where I'm going to film one of her ballroom choreographies. It's like the perfect opportunity to test out this new gimbal. So we've done this a number of times in the past with my old camera and my old gimbal setup, which was the Sony a7 III, and I think it was the Zhiyun Crane V2. Can't really remember, but that gimbal, unfortunately, wasn't strong enough to support the weight of this Canon EOS R and the bigger lens, which is the 15-35 f2.8. So I'm certainly not a dancer. So typically what I do is I get there and I watch Ella, my sister's choreography, like 3 or 4 times, figure out exactly how I want to capture it, and I try to do some sort of gimbal movement to best highlight her dance. And so I typically work with her and Ella's choreographer, or her dance teacher, in order to figure this out. So once we get to the studio, I'm going to show you exactly how the EOS R is balanced on this new gimbal. It's pretty cool, and so I'll show you when we get there. Let's do it. One of the coolest things about this gimbal is that you can actually lock all of the axes like this. As you can see, nothing's moving right now. And it also comes with this nice quick release plate, so I pre-balanced everything before we even came here. So all I gotta do, I'm still getting a hold of this, so it's not gonna be the smoothest ever, but all you gotta do is pop it on like that. It's fully locked in, and then once I unlock these axes, flip out the screen, because that's how I balanced it. But now I unlock everything, and as you can see, once I get this unlocked, perfectly balanced like that, and we're good to go. Even though this is a relatively large camera, it's the EOS R with the 15-35 on it, the eye cup actually doesn't brush this right here. On my old gimbal, even with my a7 III, I wasn't able to pan all the way down like this because the eye cup would actually brush on this axis right here, which was kind of a problem. It just led to me not being able to get certain shots that I wanted to get, but with the Weebill S, it balances perfectly, no brushing or anything like that. So it's super nice. It's gonna give me the ability to go down really low like this and get shots, and then come back up seamlessly, and it just allows for a lot more creative possibilities with this combination. Alright YouTube, we are back and we are about to wrap this video up. If you've made it this far in the video, definitely go down below, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It helps out the channel big time. So now, let's talk a little bit about this gimbal. So, this gimbal, in my opinion, solves a bunch of the problems that I've had with past gimbals. So, I've only actually ever owned one gimbal ever in my entire life, but I've used a bunch of them. I've tested them out, the whole 9 yards, but honestly, I've never really been super satisfied with a single gimbal until this one. So the first thing that I think it solves, or does rather, that is really cool is it gives you the ability to transition from a traditional gimbal holding position down to sort of an underslung position really easily. And the way that it does that is, number one, there's enough room for your camera to move around so that, like I talked about, it doesn't brush the eye cup, so you can easily make that transition. But you can also do this. You can unscrew this tripod from the bottom of it and then re-screw it in up here. And what this gives you the ability to do is hold the gimbal like this. And obviously there's no camera on it right now, and I keep blocking off my face, so sorry about that. But it gives you the ability to now carry the gimbal like this and then easily make the transition to a completely underslung position. And as you can imagine, if my camera was actually balanced right here, you would see it facing forward right here. And it gives you the ability to completely carry this alongside you. So you can carry it down here, which you can't see. But it gives you the ability to very easily transition between an underslung position and an upright position, which allows for a ton of creative possibilities. I'm imagining myself getting like a really nice shot of somebody's feet walking and then being able to easily pan up to their head and do different shots like that. I just think it gives you a whole bunch of different creative possibilities with this gimbal. The second thing that this gimbal does that's really, really cool is that it now gives you the ability to lock all of the different axes. So as you can see right here, all of these axes are completely locked, and you can unlock them so that they now swivel like I'm doing right now. As you can see, this is probably how your camera is going to balance, or it's definitely how your camera is going to balance. But the really nice thing about this is that it makes it so much easier to balance your camera. So you can independently unlock each of these individual axes and then balance the camera at those different axes. So the first thing you'll do is the tilt, then you'll do the pan. Maybe I'm transposing those. I think I might be referring to those in the wrong way, but regardless, it makes it much, much easier to balance your gimbal because you can lock those axes. And also, when you're packing this in your bag, when you have these axes locked, you can guarantee that these things aren't going to be flying around all over the place and potentially breaking the gimbal when it's just sitting in your bag because they're all locked down super solid like this. And the last thing that I really like about this gimbal, if I take this tripod off, is just look how small it is. This thing is absolutely tiny. It can fit right in the top of my Peak Design everyday backpack without a problem. And additionally, because it's so small and the axis is locked down, I can just strap it to the side of my backpack if I want. It makes it extremely easy to carry. Whereas with a lot of the DJI gimbals, they're massive. And even some of the old Zhiyun gimbals, they're significantly larger than this. And it makes it a pain in the ass to carry anywhere and to travel with. But this thing, you can fit it literally anywhere. Throw it in a suitcase, throw it in your backpack, whatever. It's so small and so easy to pack that I think I'm going to begin using this thing a hell of a lot more than I have in the past with different gimbals. But anyways, guys, that was my first impressions video with the Zhiyun Weebill S. Again, like I said, this was actually my first time really testing it out. Those videos of my sister, actually, I think I only showed you one of them, but I did film 2 of those videos. If you want to follow her and see the videos on her Instagram, I'll put her Instagram down the link below so you can see the full videos and everything like that if you want to check those out. But thank you guys very much for watching. I'm definitely going to be planning on using this gimbal much more in the future, so if you want to see future videos about it and kind of get my full review once I've used it a little bit more, definitely hit that subscribe button below. Thank you guys, as always, for watching the video, and I'll see you next week. Peace.